What's up, YouTube? We get started in just a second. In the meantime, I hope you're having a great day. Pile up any questions you have, and we'll get to them. What's up, Facebook? We're live. We'll get started in just a second. Do me a favor, drop me a comment. Let me know you're here. While I go ahead and share this around literally everywhere on the internet. All right, not literally, but... had a pretty weak turnout last week, so I'm being much more aggressive with the driving people to this because I like to talk to you. Except for you, Nico. All right, 1 second, and the silence will be over. What's up, Justin? What's up, Brian? Glad you could make it. All right. And I am done spamming. Nico says, where on Facebook are you? Oh, if you go to superstarseo.com/Facebook, you'll find me in the group there. It's it should be a pin post. So if that's easier, you guys can jump over there. Thank you for that not so subtle attempt to get me to shout that out. Marketing 101. All right, looks like we got lots of people here today, so my efforts were not in vain. Ron says, hey, Chris. Hey, Ron. Gonna wait just another minute or two, and then I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about, and then we can get loaded up on some questions. Nico says, okay, I'm going to be on Facebook instead. All right, well, welcome aboard, Nico. If you guys didn't get a chance to watch the video I posted last night where Nico, well, first of all, he talked about me, which automatically makes it good. But no, I mean, Nico does some great stuff with bots. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but he's a great guy too, despite what I'm going to say about him jokingly. So, yeah. G Squared Studio says, hey, Chris. Am I sideways? It's supposed to be this way. As long as I'm not upside down, I'm not changing it. It's really hard to adjust from where I'm sitting. Hey, my mom is on, so that's nice. Hi, Mom. Haji says, happy to be here with these thought leaders of SEO, Jeff and Chris. Shout out from ATL. What's up, Haji? Glad you're here. No, you're good. It is kind of sideways, but the angle is... it's not worth explaining. I appreciate it, though. Ed says, just what I need, Chris, a life coaching and motivation. Well, I don't know if I'm qualified for that, but be happy to give you whatever I can. All right. Give it another minute or two. Numbers are still going up, which, is good. I swear that I enjoy like seeing numbers go up more than I do the actual result of the numbers. Like business is almost like a game in that way. If you got any questions, go ahead and load them up and then we'll get started on that. And then I'll talk about a couple little things I want to talk about. Mostly I want to talk about the Legiit affiliate program, which is now being blocked, but not being blocked, but you can't see it on the Facebook screen. Apparently I haven't done a good job talking about that, so I'm going to correct that. A little hoarse today, so if my voice is raspy, I apologize, but what are you going to do? I've literally been talking all week long, so. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, I haven't done a great job talking about the Legiit affiliate program, but it's really, really straightforward. Like if you go in, I'm not going to try to share my screen because I'm on 3 different things, but if you jump into Legiit on every single profile, there's a place to promote the profile. And if somebody buys through your link, you get 15% of it. Whoa, thunder. Sorry about that. But, it's pretty straightforward. And you can promote a single service. You can promote Legiit as a whole, or you can promote like a certain profile. So it's really simple. It's right there on your dashboard. I'm going to put out a full video on how it works a little later on, but apparently I didn't do a good job talking about it. And it's so straightforward. Like all you have to do is share your link. Somebody clicks it and you get paid. It brings sales to the seller. It brings sales to Legiit. It brings money to you. It's a win-win-win. So, wow. If we get cut off, there is a possibility of that. So nasty storm just started because of course it would start right now. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that for now, but it's there. It's a quick, easy way to earn yourself 15% of anything on the site. What else can I say about it? Affiliate marketing is about as easy as you're going to get to make some quote unquote passive income. So Ron says too many voice lessons. Actually, they canceled this week. I've just been making videos and lots of stuff. So that's all I had to say about that. Like I said, I am going to put out a video probably later tonight, but probably not later tonight. I'm going to a concert later tonight. But yeah, so that's that. And the other thing we want to talk about is something I've been working on adding to my clients and to offering as a service is bots. Now, bots, you may have gotten actually a message from me about this particular live stream from the bot, but they're really like trendy in marketing right now, but that's because they're really, really powerful. Nico, who I was just talking to a few minutes ago, is kind of like the master at that. But it's such an easy thing to add to your clients. Like it's a way to for them to interact with people that reach their site, drive more sales, get more leads. He's done amazing things with them. So it's, I'm building one that's and it's been on the back burner for a while. Now I'm going to go ham with it. That's going to replace like the SEO discovery form. So it's more interactive, but it's really simple. If you're like doing $1,000 a month SEO and they're complaining that they're getting all this traffic, but nobody's like buying anything and nobody's talking to them, you can like add that to your site. And then like, it'll help convert sales and convert people that land on your site. And maybe if there's enough interest in it, maybe we'll bring Nico on one day because he can explain it much better than I can. But follow him on YouTube at Nico Moreno. You'll learn a lot about it there. It's really something that if you're running an agency, it's just like an extra like checkbox on your form basically to get them to spend a few $100 more a month. And they're super powerful. And that's pretty much all I got to say about it. I don't want to like hard sell because the whole point of this is, to interact, but it's something that it's been benefiting me and I think it can benefit you. So Ron says, what service do you use for the bot? Nico teaches a mini chat and that's what I've had a lot of luck with too. So Nico says you can create a little chat bubble in the lower corner of your site. Exactly. That's what I'm looking to do. And I think that I get good traffic on my SEO site. And I think if I added that and like made it interactive, that I could probably close some more leads from it. Yeah, super simple. So, and maybe we'll bring him on one time and he can talk about it a little more. Maybe we'll do a full webinar or something. And I think you guys should really be offering that in addition to, your ads, your SEO, all that great stuff. Is ManyChat only for Facebook? Facebook and Nico can correct me if I'm wrong, but Facebook allows you to put a Facebook bot on a site now. So yes, technically it is for Facebook, but you can put the bot right there on your site. And if that's wrong, then he can correct me, but I believe that's the case. If not, there are other programs too. Don't use Mobile Monkey though. That thing was a hot mess that Nico actually helped me sort out. So I think it almost seems like I'm getting $1 every time I say his name, but he's doing some cool stuff. So over on Instagram, G squared, I believe that's James, says, I added character on my site, but okay, I like 1 in 6 months used it, and it was asked me to teach them what to do. You added chat on your site, only like 1 in 6 months used it, and there's probably ways to make it call to action a little better. I'm going to put it right on the call to action button that takes them right into the chat bot. So I'm going to see if that helps, but yeah, I think that's probably what you want to do, is look at different ways to make people more encouraged to make sure that it's clear that it's not just support. I think that's probably what happened. So hopefully that helps. Nico says, Ron, you can do it on your own website or elsewhere, but it sends messages through Facebook Messenger. So there you go. Jeff says, where do you have a bot on your site? I don't right now. I'm building one that's going to replace the discovery form. And like the call to action button is going to bring it up. And then there's going to be a chat bubble as well. So Nico says, you got it. All right. Well, there you go. We'll work out the details on that. But I think you guys will find that interesting. He's doing some really cool stuff with it. I met him at one of Becker's events earlier this year, and gotten to know each other pretty well after that. So I think it'll be good. I think you guys will enjoy it. I bought the course myself. He has a course on it. And so we'll talk about that maybe. We'll see. But we'll bring him on one day, and we'll go from there. And yeah, Mobile Monkey, I bought that off of AppSumo. If you bought that on AppSumo like a week ago and you have that AppSumo addiction like I do, don't use it. It was an absolute freaking disaster. I'm not usually very big on talking about other people's products, at least not negatively. But man, what a disaster. And it was on a Friday that I started having problems with it. And the owner of the company told me they'd get to it on Monday when the developers come back. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that. And that's the last time I'll sound like Forrest Gump too. Yeah, it is BS, James. But, such is life. YouTube's pretty quiet today. Guys, I'll be happy to answer your questions too. So jump on. All right, that's pretty much the main things I wanted to cover today. Like I said, I'm going to put out a video about the Legiit affiliate program because apparently I've done a pretty poor job of making people aware of it because the numbers aren't where I want them to be. And it's just so simple. Like, it's an easy way for you to make money for things that you're already using. So we'll get into that. Catch my breath here for a second because, like I said, voice is exhausted. Ron says, let's talk about Google Street View, how it enhances Google Maps ranking. I haven't done it, so I can't say that it does or it doesn't, but I can't imagine that it wouldn't because they love their own products. So like I say, I haven't used it, but it only makes sense to me that it would help with Google Map ranking. Frankly, I don't want people checking out the street view of where I live. And that's the main point I would use it for. But Jeff said it moves the needle. Well, there you go. Like I said, I don't teach things that I haven't done, but to me that makes perfect sense that it does. So because they want you to use their ecosphere as much as you possibly can. So I don't know. I'll have to go read what Jeff said about it too, but I haven't done it, so I'm not going to say that it does. But I trust Jeff on that. That's why we're working together on the academy. Good turnout today. Last week it was like me and 5 people. So it's almost like marketing works. All right, Ron, have you implemented it at all? Have you seen any change, or were you just looking into it now? Jim says, hey, Chris, I'm struggling with time management and working a full-time job and managing the tasks to scale my agency. How did you start managing more clients when time becomes a factor? I'm outsourcing, but it seems that I'm spending more time trying to teach and fix mistakes and that does not allow for me to get more clients. Did you have any similar issues? Okay, so first, if your people that you're outsourcing to are making mistakes, fire them. Like, I don't mean to be cold, but hire fast, fire faster. So until you get people that are handling it. Now, are you having trouble doing the actual fulfillment, the SEO or whatever? Or is it getting clients? Because what I did for fulfillment, and I don't know what kind of job you have, but I just didn't do my day job as much as I could get away with and did as much of it there as I could. Not that I'm suggesting that you do that, but that's one thing you can do is kind of sneak it in. Then I'm assuming you worked some sort of 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 type of situation. If not, forgive me, but that gives you, you could get up at 6 in the morning and, do some calls and send out emails or something like that. You can stay after, but it is going to be hard until you can get it. You're only going to get to a certain point. For me, what I did was I stayed at my office after hours and just worked on it until the alarm came on, basically. If you need, basically, you're just going to have to sacrifice something, whether it's sleeping in, getting up early, that sort of thing. But if it's fulfillment, then yeah, you're going to have to use your extra time to do it. I mean, there's only a finite amount of time, and get away with as much of it at work as you can. But yeah, and if it's like a matter of talking to customers, then just sneak away. Go have a cigarette. If you get my meaning. So hopefully that helps. Ron says, let's looking into it. Going to do it for a client. One competitor is building is right up against the street and not in the back of a warehouse complex like my client, and they're showing up all over Google Maps for the whole city. It's worth a shot. I mean, every little bit helps. So struggle with fulfillment, can't sneak it in. Yeah, well, that's what I would do then is either, well, first of all, we're going to have to get you some better people, but then you're just going to stay up a couple hours later or get up a couple hours earlier. And once you do that enough, you'll get a system going. But it sucks. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It sucks to have to give up some sleep or some time with the family or whatever it is else that you're doing. But not to sound like Gary Vee, but that's just how you got to go about it. So, and yeah, let's fire the people that aren't doing the job. Any tips on overseas outsourcers? Where to find and train. Referrals is the first place I start. Like somebody, like asking my group or some other group, or ask people that they're using them to recommend someone. That's what I've had the best luck with. If that doesn't work out, the countries you want to look for are the Philippines and Serbia, because their English tends to be a little better, assuming, and I know you're American, but I'm assuming that you're in English, that this is for people that speak English and are American. And then as far as where to find them, if you can't do that, check out onlinejobs.ph and Upwork. Upwork, you're gonna have to sift through more, but there's a higher quality there. And then onlinejobs.ph is for people in the Philippines. And like I say, there's ups and downs there because they have better English and a better work ethic, even than Americans sometimes. But in my experience, they also have more times when they're not available. Like there's a lot of weather and things that happen there. So as far as training them, what I did was I made videos of what I already knew how to do the things that I want them to do. So I just made videos of me doing it, and I let them do it under supervision a few times and then just gradually started letting them do it more and more until it got to the point where they don't need me anymore. So that's kind of how I trained it. I used to work as a manager in Circuit City back in the day. And that was kind of my approach there too, was I didn't do video. I would just do it with them, and they would watch me do it. Then have them do a part of it, have them do a little more of it until they can do it on their own. So hopefully that helps some. You're going to have to kind of find a flow that works for you. Some people build these complex, like, what do you call them? SOPs and things like that. So that's one way to go about it. So hopefully that helps you some. Ron says, any way in particular that you optimize the website function in GMB, the business.site? I threw that up when they first launched like a year ago or something, and I haven't really looked at it since, but I basically just optimized it like I would any other site. I figure that it can't hurt. So Did you make procedures up for all your outsourcing? No, I probably should, but I just made training videos. Got some questions on YouTube. Preston says, I found out this live through your email. You're right, marketing work. Yeah, there you go. I don't send nearly enough email. Some of my my mentors and my, I guess, peers tell me that a lot, and I don't know. Hey, Chris, do you suggest a particular gig on Legiit for securing local SEO clients? No, I mean, I think there are some lead gen ones on there, but no, I haven't used anything like that. I'm sure there are some some services on there that can get you some leads, but I don't have anyone that I've used enough to recommend them. Ron says, I worked at Circuit City too, not as a manager though. You know, I love what I do now. So I guess this is my favorite job, but my favorite job, that was by far it. And I worked there from 2001 to 2006. And I still have close friends that I made there to this day. So for me, it was like high school because I didn't do the traditional high school experience because I was homeschooled. But that was when I did a lot of my tomfoolery, for lack of a better term. So you got me walking down nostalgia lane now. Jeff says, thanks, Tom. Or Tom says, thanks, Jeff. Jeff says, are people making backlinks for Google My Business website creator? Is that a good backlink? Are people making back? I would think so. My policy is that anything from Google is good. Well, put that a different way. Use anything that Google gives you for SEO because they like their own stuff. So I haven't messed with it enough to say, yeah, go ham on it, but always trust that Google likes themselves. So hopefully that helps. Would you mind repeating the second virtual hiring location? Onlinejobs.ph. I'll drop it in a comment. This is strictly for people from the Philippines. I had a girl start helping with support that's from there, and she's doing a good job. Dark Knife Gaming says, hey, not sure if this is your field, but I'm trying to get a website made for my other business, and I cannot find people who will just build me one. They want to still kind of own it. Is that strange? That is strange. There are lots and lots of web developers out there who will build one for you. You can, first of all, I would hit up Jim Sabelico because I think he's amazing. JLOUIS.com, I believe it is. Otherwise, just look on Upwork and find someone. If they want to rent you one, it's one of those dental things or one of those law things, then I don't mess with those. If this is wrong, I forgive me, but I'm doing it from memory. But this is the agency that developed Legiit as well as my agency site. Let me make sure that's right. Because I'm just used to talking to him. And I think that's the website. Yeah, that's the site. They do a great job. He's a great person. So check them out. Yes, it's very weird that they want to own the site. That's there are companies that do that, but no, I don't mess with those. Nico says, go ham. Yeah, I'm so mad at him for making me say stuff like that. And that's enough. I won't go into that any further. Got somebody new on Instagram. Instagram is growing. I'm happy with that. Jeff Tom says, I'll build one. Yeah, Dark Knife Gaming. I hate how YouTube doesn't have the real names. Anyway, if you jump over into the Facebook group and tag Jeff Tom, he'll be able to help you out as well. And I'm sure you'll get a million billion other people that would be willing to help too, if it doesn't work out with who I linked to. So, get another sip of water. Man, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it is storming like crazy outside. Figures. The one night I'm actually going to go out. Plus, what's the point of living at the beach if it's not going to be sunny all the time? Am I right? All right, we're kind of caught up on questions, so I'm going to just babble a little bit until somebody says, what band? Actually, I'm glad you asked, because there was a local band here that I got to know all the guys in it individually like 20 years ago. They were called the Beat Holes, kind of a play on the Beatles. They're kind of like a punk alternative band. And they all kind of went their separate ways, but it just so happened to work out that everybody's vacation was at one time. So now they're coming back to play like a 20th anniversary show. And like, I'm friends with everybody in the band, and everybody I know is friends with them. So it's just going to be a cool thing. And I've known about it for like 6 months. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. So if you happen to be in Myrtle Beach, come check it out. Preston says, I have a video SEO client wanting me to add and edit the video. The monthly is not very much. What would you do? You could do like a one-time. If it's just like a one video they want you to like fix, just do a one-time thing and cover your costs. They should be able to understand that. Fortune says, what is the favorite part of SEO? To me, it goes back to what I was saying about the numbers going up. I like the gamification of it. Like, I was originally a programmer, and I like putting in stuff and seeing it result in a finished product. And in the case of SEO, the finished product is the first page ranking. So I love like doing the different things and making it work. Wow. So yeah, that's probably my favorite thing, I would say. Hashi says, do local citations count as backlinks? Yes. Software to get the most accurate picture of your backlinks. Is there a quicker way to get them indexed? Okay, that's like 4 buttons. Do local citations count as backlinks? Yes, they do. Software to get most accurate picture of your backlinks, SERP and Ahrefs and Majestic. All of those work well. SERP, if you can only get one, I'd say get SERP because it does other things too. Is there a quicker way to get them indexed? I don't really worry about indexing that much, but you can always try manually submitting them to Search Console. So just Google, submit a URL to Google, and there'll be a place you can submit them. That tends to make it go a little faster. What app can we use for that? You're in the academy, so just there's one that Jeff recommends heavily. It's like Link, it's like Index Inject or something like that. So just go with that because I don't find any of them to work well, but he swears by it, so I'm sure it works well. Jeff says, "Dem ranks, you know it." Haji says, "Is there a Sandwire Blast gig on Legiit?" Yep, I have mine on there. So you can just check me out. And I know there are other sellers that have it too. I think Curel has one and some others do. There you go, Haji. Jeff just linked it for you. I say this every week, but I really have to get a better chair. In fact, I'm going to put that on my board for this week. I have a whiteboard that I have nailed to the wall in my living room of stuff I have to get done. So that's a good tip for those of you talking about productivity. That's helped me out tremendously because it's like a giant shame spire if I'm not looking at it. I don't think that's a real word, but yeah, basically it's staring at me and it like guilts me into doing things. Over in one of the other groups, Randy says, what do you think about tools to do SEO geotagging? I'm thinking about iAutomate. I haven't used iAutomate. I heard good things about it. I use Stephen Floyd's tool, which is geotag.online, I believe. So yeah, definitely use tools because it takes way too long otherwise. Randy says, what do you do for clients and their Facebook page? Do you create a page under your own account or do you have them create a page and allow you to manage it? It doesn't come up that often. They usually already have one, but the second thing is what I would recommend because that way there's less liability. Make sure I'm not missing any questions because I posted this everywhere. Is Jeff Cozio back up and running? At Jeff's age, he shouldn't be running at all. But I'll leave that to him. Might hurt his hip or something. You're welcome, buddy. I make these old jokes on Jeff, and he's like 4 years older than me. I'll drop it in the chat. Randy says, what's the tool for geotagging? I'll drop it in the, not the chat, but in a comment. Jeff says knees. Yeah, I actually had a nasty knee injury from when I did martial arts as well. So it took me years to really heal that properly. But there you go, Randy. I dropped it in a comment for you. That's Stephen Floyd's tool. So it works. I haven't done any geotagging in a while, but it works pretty well. It works very well. You can only do 20 at a time, but whatever. All right. Been here for about a half hour. Brian says, I've been using it all week. It works great. Oh, you mean geotag.online? Good. Yeah. Yeah, I like it a lot because it's like 4 or 5 clicks and you're done. Preston says, client SEO versus lead generation, owning the asset. If you started now with what you know, which would you choose? If I'm starting, I'm still going to do client because you get paid right away. With lead gen, creating lead generation sites, the drawback is you have to rank it first before you can get paid. So definitely start with client if we're talking about starting from the beginning. Jeff says he hears the lightning now. Hope I have UPS. Yeah, I do. Because I have like $1 billion, not $1 billion. I have lots of electronic equipment in this room. Yeah, this is like a really nasty storm. I kind of want to go peek, but that wouldn't be very professional. It's really weird because it was beautiful just a few minutes ago. Or, right before we jumped on. All right, guys. Got any more questions? There's still a lot of people on, so I'm here for the duration, as my mom, who is no longer on, would say. But I've already talked about the things I wanted to talk about, and my babbling is not as good as it usually is today. I don't know why. Usually I can think of things to talk about, but I'm not thinking of anything, so I'm resisting the urge to correct Jeff on hearing lightning. You actually hear thunder. So I didn't resist the urge all that well, apparently. Nico says, damn, that storm. I know, right? It started like literally as I hit the go live button. By the way, you may have noticed on your screen, at least on Facebook, superstarseo.com/trial. You can get a $1 trial to the top SEO academy on the internet as voted by me, my mom, and everyone in it. So check that out. For real, though, it's it's definitely worth your time to check it out for 2 weeks for $1. So what is a good legit gig to edit the video? Check out Revelist, which is Michael Pajati. I'm going to try to find that right now. I had a feeling you were going to ask me that. Yeah, he does an amazing job. He was our featured service of the week last week. By the way, I haven't gotten around to doing that. I'm going to just wait until Monday to do a featured service, and that way it kind of resets because I keep missing it, and it gets pushed later in the week, and I'm going to start doing it on Mondays instead. So, and then eventually we're going to have this is a little tip on what's coming, but we're going to have like featured services where you can featured placements like buy to get yourself featured. So be on the lookout for that in the coming weeks. Oh, there you go. Jeff says touche. I forgot. Yeah, I'm just giving you a hard time, buddy. Haji says, when is the DFY SEO service launching? I finally got the sales page done today, so we're going to be looking at next week. It's taking longer than I wanted, and that's frustrating to me, but such is life. Fortune says, how good has Legiit been so far in terms of revenue, above or below your expectations? Way above. Like, I mean, maybe I was being cynical in what I thought we could do, but I'm blown away by how well it does day in and day. And literally every day for like the last 3 or 4 weeks has been the best day ever. So it's really doing well, and we're just getting started. So very, very proud of the direction that's going. Jeff says, here's one. How much time do you spend learning new skills or training? How much time do you spend marketing? And then how much time do you spend doing actual work tasks? Okay. I kind of combine the training. I listen to some sort of course or training every day, whether it's a skill as far as I can't even think of a good example, but like, you know, learning ads or learning another new SEO tactic or whatever. I have that playing while I'm working. And if it's something I really need to know, I'll sit and I'll on like a Saturday and just watch the whole thing or listen to the whole thing and implement it. So it's hard to break that out in like terms of hours. Which time you spend marketing. Marketing is probably the thing I spend the most time on. So if I put in, you know, 12 hours a day, probably 6 or more of it is spent on marketing and coming up with different marketing strategies. And then how much time do you do actual work tasks? If you mean like fulfillment, like SEO or my services or anything like that, I don't really do much of that at all at this point. I have people that help with that. Now, I guess you could count like the courses in that. I spend a lot of time recording the videos and excuse me, and doing different things to benefit. I don't like saying my students, but the people in my courses, because I think they deserve that. They've risked their money on me. So I would say that marketing is the number one thing, and then fulfillment in that regard is number 2. And then training and learning new skills is probably number 3. I couldn't put like a number value on like how many hours or anything like that. And then personal life is like number 84. So I'm working on making that better too. Jim says, I have a client that moved over from another agency. Good job. But I have no access to their old Google Analytics. When this happens, does it matter to start from scratch and create another analytics account and new search console? It's not ideal, but I mean, there's not much you can do. Also, I don't remember how long, but Google Analytics is going to start limiting how much back data they keep. I think it's like 90 days or something. So it wouldn't have mattered much anyway. So it's not perfect, but it's not that big a deal. So yeah, I mean, it's nice to have data because I like to port over data. Data tells a story, but if you don't have it, you don't have it. There's not much you can do. Legit recommendations for citations. Check out Wired by IT Mac Tech Service. You can check out London SEO and Down Under SEO. They all do a good job. I don't have their links handy, but if you ask in the group or if they happen to watch this, they can help you out. But those are the 3 that I use. I put up 3 in case you don't know what 3 means. I don't know why I do things like that. Jeff says, hey, I missed that last question. Was it on analytics? Do you use anything besides Google Analytics? Thought about getting Monster Insights, but not sure. He was asking, he got a client that the old SEO guy wouldn't give up the analytics. And he was asking, does it matter, basically? Do I use something other than Google Analytics? Yes, I use Clicky. It tells a much deeper story and gives you much better data. And visually, it's much easier to understand. Maybe I'm just dumb, but I've always found Google Analytics to be very difficult to like navigate through. And it doesn't give you like a good picture of the data. So I use Clicky for that. I'm not familiar with Monster Insights. If you're doing paid traffic, I recommend Improvely because you can put like conversion pixels and stuff like that. So if you like want to see how many people click through from page number 1 to page number 2, it works well for that. So those are the main ones. Clicky and Improvely. Analytics is a horrible UI. I totally agree. I don't know how the everyday person uses that because to me it's like impossible to navigate. I'm glad it's not just me. You were asking about training. The main thing I've taken training on recently were the stuff that I get from Becker from being in his program. And then I've been focusing on Instagram growth a lot too. So that's kind of what I've been focusing on training wise, because I feel like I haven't done a great job leveraging that platform. And then I need to get back to YouTube as well. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to say this a billion times, but I'm going to try to start being more regular with my YouTube videos. Google has some UI issues. Google Plus sucked at it too, which is why they lost. Yeah, Google, they've hit home runs with their search engine and with Gmail, but most of their products suck. Like, I hope that term doesn't offend anybody, but it's true. Like, they have definitely missed more than they've hit. I guess AdWords is good too. But even that is more complicated than it needs to be. But yeah, if you could actually, one day when I was at my old job, I was like Googling, ironically, about Google products that didn't make it. And there's so many that I didn't even remember, but they're good at like a few things and bad at a lot of things, especially social. Because Google Plus was not their first attempt at a social media. Oh, Android as well. Yeah, I don't even think of that as like a separate company, but I guess that is technically Google. They bought AdWords? I didn't know that. But even if they did, they've had it for so long, they could have screwed it up if they were going to. All right. Been here for about 40 minutes. Anybody got anything else for me? But seriously, guys, check out Superstar SEO Academy. I'm really, really happy with the direction we're going on that. I just put up a whole new section on PBNs, building them, hosting, the whole works. And then we've been doing live site reviews. So if you got a site you want to get it looked at for nothing else alone, like sign up for the trial and then submit your site to get reviewed, and we'll check it out. So for $1, I mean, you can buy some bubble gum, or you can get, access to a badass part of my language again. Super SEO Academy. So check it out, superstarseo.com/trial. Alessandro is laughing at me, so that hurts my feelings. I'm very sensitive. Why would you do that? Just kidding, buddy. Avit, and again, forgive me if that's pronounced wrong. What is the right way to promote client Facebook page by taking page access? We can upload photos and videos after taking access in Facebook business page, but if share relevant groups, then your personal ID is reflected. In that case, what do? You can post as the page. So like if I was to go into my group, you can link the group to the page, or the page to the group, however you want to look at it. And then you can post in the group as the page, because you don't, I agree. I can see why you don't want to post as yourself. So that's what I would do, is post as the page in the group. Now it is still going to show you as a member of the group, but that shouldn't be a big deal. But I actually have a niche Facebook group that I run, and I always post as the page because I don't want it. It's not that I'm embarrassed by it, but it's, it's just not, I don't want it necessarily being my group. I want it being about the brand that it is. So and if that's what you meant, I think that's what you meant. If so, then yay. Fortune says, do you skate? Not anymore. I did as a teenager some, and I still dress like a skater a lot of the time. And I love the culture and the music, but no, I don't anymore. And, and I have the skateboard there that Scott made for me. But no, I don't anymore. I sure do miss it sometimes, though. Nico says, I love bubblegum. You would have to be that guy. You could get some rice patties then, or something. Thanks, buddy. All right. I was looking at it today. We've been doing these for 6 months now. It's funny because I just started it on a whim. I was like, I bet if I did a live in the group, it would be really popular. And it was. And now we've been doing them. I think I've only missed 2 Fridays in the last 6 months. So even did one from New Orleans when I was on vacation, or on holiday, as you say, across the pond. So I look forward to it every week. I hope you guys enjoy it too. Jeff says, what time flies? Yeah, it really does. I was shocked, but we started doing them in January. So I was going to say something else, and I forgot. Oh, well. But yeah, I look forward to doing these every week. I hope that you guys benefit from it at least a little bit. Fahad, hey, what's up, buddy? Glad you're here. Do you use any other ways to monetize PBNs, or selling links on them, or only selling links? I mean, I still use PBNs to rank my own sites, my clients, and things like that. I don't really know how else you can monetize it other than selling links, though. What software can I use to get social signals to my PBNs, sites, videos, service, etc.? If you use a software for social signals, you're not going to like them. If you absolutely have to use like a software type thing, you can check out crowdsearch.me has a service you can use for it, but those are going to be bots most of the time, and I don't know. I don't like those for that. And just to be clear, a social signal is a share or a like or a retweet. So if you're thinking a tweet itself is a social signal, it's not. But if that's what you're looking for, you can use stuff like Sendwire or Money Robot or whatever. So, all right, we've been here for about 45 minutes. What else you got for me? All right, I'll give it another minute or two. Otherwise, we'll start wrapping this up. There's still a lot of people on, but I don't really have anything else I need to say other than, like I said, check out superstarsSEO.com/trial and be on the lookout for the video on the Legiit affiliate program. Jennifer says best outreach tools. I really like Scope Leads. What else is there? There's one on Lead Kahuna I've heard is really good things about, but honestly, just manually finding people and getting, just gathering their information and doing one at a time is much slower, but much more effective. So if you want a tool, start with Scope Leads. It's and you don't even have to use it to send email. Like, excuse me one second. It's a great way to just pull out the leads, and then you can kind of deep dive a little more and personalize it to the individual person. Frankie says, what are the best Sendwire strategies you see working nowadays? Does it still work the same like it has in 2015? What I do is I rank like images and videos with it really well because those respond well to social type links. And I use it for syndication. Those are the main things, and it still works really well for video. Matter of fact, ask Nico who if it works really well for images and video and stuff. We ranked one for him last night for Richest Man in Santa Barbara. So that was pretty funny. He even told his grandma. So yeah, I mean, for the most part, it still works well. Jeff says, I'm a bit intimidated to sell my first linking service, but I have some domains with amazing backlinks. I'm scrolling off the screen. As I started blogging in 1998, man, you must be old. Just kidding. Like networking, getting links the old school way. Any tips on where to start for a front page content post? Is that in the Superstar trial? So you're wanting to sell guest posts? I guess I'm not sure what you're asking. Like, are you asking what kind of content to write? Can you maybe clarify a little bit so I can answer for you as best as I can? Nico says, laugh out loud, yeah, it works fast. His grandma was so proud. That's awesome. Ed says, what approach do you use for getting SEO clients? I don't anymore, but if you're new, I recommend LinkedIn, email, and if you're up for it, cold calling. If you have some money to spend, I recommend doing content funnels with paid advertising, probably Facebook ads. Those are what work best for me. And you can also go in-person network, chambers of commerce, meetups, that sort of thing. Those work really well too. Try not to think of it as a tactic though. Just think of it as sales. That's ultimately your job as being a salesperson. So just learn learn your product really well and be passionate about it and present it, and that will take care of it a lot of the time. Jeff says started at 15 on computer hardware blogs. Like, yeah, I'm just giving you a hard time. Yeah, say how to price the backlinks, how to write copy for them to sell them, what to give people. Basically guest posts, but not on a PBN on a real blog. Dude, if you want, you can just check out my sales page on Legiit for kind of an idea on how to write the copy for them to sell them. I'm going to link you to it right now. But what was the other question? Pricing them. I mean, you're going to have to figure out how much it's going to cost you. But for a good quality guest post, I wouldn't go less than $89 or $99. And that's on the low end. How to sell them? I mean, obviously, I would like it if you would use my marketplace, but I mean, yeah, I mean, marketplaces are going to be a good place to do it. You can do outreach, but God, I get so much of that I ignore them, so it's hard to say that if that'll work. There's the link to it. I've been really proud of that sales copy, not going to lie. But yeah, just explain the benefits. Explain why they're not ranking is because they don't have guest posts. Explain that you understand that and it's going to get worse if they don't have guest posts, and then provide them the solution of guest posts. That's kind of the overall theme of the content. And then just twist it to fit your offer, your words, your personality, and so on. So I know that was kind of a vague answer, but I mean, there's so many variables, depending on how much you need to make and things like that. Is it possible this is Frankie says, is it possible to overblast your link with SendWire with too many accounts? How many network accounts should I have created to blast and rank for stuff? If you only do one blast, no matter how many you have, I think you're going to be fine. I wouldn't do more than one though. How many? I would start and keep adding them until it gets you the results you want. So, try to get at least 3 sets of every type of account in it. So, and then just continue to raise it up until it's meeting your needs. Jeff says, awesome, looks good. Thank you. Are press releases still a good strategy for quality link building? Absolutely. Yeah, I just did one this week, as a matter of fact. One for my own site, that is. So yeah, they're still great. I guess you would call them white hat links. So, or at least semi-white hat. I don't really know what color hat things are. Somebody put an angry face because they know that bothers me. I don't know that that's why they did it, but it does, and it did. Frankie says, thank you so much for these Q&As, by the way. No problem. Thank you for being here. I know it's Friday afternoon is not the ideal time, but to me, it's like it's a good way to cap off the week, I think. So, like I said, we started them on a whim like 6 months ago, and now it's become something I look forward to every week. All right, guys, anything else? Any other questions? Anything I can do for you? Anything confused about? You want my recipe for brownies? Say no because I don't have one. I do make a mean microwave dinner, though. Get it? Because that's easy. That's the joke. Jeff says, appreciate it, Chris. Great chat. Thanks a lot, Jeff. Appreciate you being here. Nico says, yes, brownies. So what you do is you go to Google and you find brownie chef near me and you hire them. That's how I make brownies. Jim says, do you have a monthly SEO procedure list? Yeah, actually, I mean, procedure is a bit generous for it. But if you check out my YouTube channel, I basically lay out my whole process. Or you can check out Superstar Academy for $1. But no, for real, there's a video on my YouTube channel. It's like my exact SEO process step by step or something like that. And that's what I do. And that's what works for me. So that's kind of my procedure. As far as like, I don't get much more granular than that unless I'm training someone to do it for me. Pat Bender says, Saludar. I'm sorry, I don't know what that means. Nico says, laugh out loud. Well, you gotta play to your strengths, right? Frankie says, what would you say is the best call tracking service to use? CallRail, Twilio, what converts, etc. I've always used CallFire because that's just what I'm familiar with, but I've heard good stuff about CallRail and I've heard bad stuff about CallZoo. So those are the ones I'm most familiar with. CallFire to me is really easy. And maybe it's not the best solution, but it's what I've started with, and so I've just kind of stuck with it. I actually need to replace my business phone with one because I get entirely too much spam now, and I'm going to try to get that number expunged from the internet. If this is anybody here, forgive me, but I actually had somebody watch one of my YouTube videos and send me a text message to talk to me about it. So I got to get that off the internet. And then I had another guy. This is an interesting story. I was running an Instagram ad, and all it was one of my posts, and it was just like promote post. And for some reason, he really took offense to that. And he commented on it and said he reported it as a scam. And I apologized to him, and I said, I'm sorry that it made you mad, but it's not a scam. It's just, I was just promoting my post. He goes, it is a scam and some bad words. And then he tracked down my phone number and started calling my business at like midnight on Saturday night, telling me how bad it was that to see me on Instagram, that he's there to see his friends and family and not me. And he like started calling over and over again to the point where I had to, from a no caller ID number, from a point to where I had to like go to is it Verizon that I'm with now? Yeah, Verizon, and get them to find a way to stop it. So I'm going to try to get my number removed from the internet. So let that be a cautionary tale for you. Don't run ads. Don't definitely run ads. I'm just kidding. But if you do run ads, be prepared to have a thick skin because they really make people mad for some reason, even though they work really well. And it's a very small minority that they make mad. So, yeah. I got way off topic there, but that was something that happened that I figured I should share. All right, guys, we'll stay. It's been on here for 56 minutes now. I'll stay another 4, and then I'm going to wrap it up because my voice is absolutely shot and getting a little bit hungry, not going to lie. Last week, Michael suggested I eat right there on the live stream, but I'm still not sold on that concept. But it could be some great extra revenue, right? When I'm hungry, I buy a Wendy's, but what do they have at Wendy's? A Wendy's hamburger. And isn't it good? So maybe that's why I'll start doing product endorsements like that. But no, for real, if you have any last minute questions, guys, drop them in and I'll get to it. Otherwise, we're going to wrap up pretty soon. I'm surprised Instagram has hung out the whole time. Usually it ends before the rest. Like it just drops off, but it's still going strong. Definitely, if you got time this week, check out superstarseo.com/trial. Really think it'll be worth your time. It's only $1. If you don't like it, you cancel. You can even have your $1 back if you really want it. So there's literally nothing to lose. And right as I say that, Instagram stops. How does the Legiit algorithm work within categories? A lot of people above me are 0 reviews, and I have around 10 in my category. Right now, it is sorted by newest. Soon it's going to be sorted by top rated. And then we'll have filters where you can look by price, rating, newest, all that stuff. Right now, it shows the newest stuff, but that's going to change very, very soon. That said, you shouldn't be relying. This is a good tip because, and I know you have been, and I've seen you around the groups and stuff, but don't rely on the traffic the site brings you to get sales. Like promote yourself like you would any other business, you know, email, Facebook groups, ads, whatever works for you. But don't just rely on the site to bring you sales, although it will. You know, don't make that your only source of it if you really want to scale this. If you want it just as a side hustle, that's fine though. Marcus says, what do you think about the IHOP burger PR stunt? It got people talking. I think it's dumb, but if it works, it works. I wouldn't have authorized it if I was in charge of their PR, but I don't know. It sure got people talking about the most boring restaurant on earth. So I guess it was a win if it leads to any more sales. It could be their new Coke moment for all we know. People under 35 just said, what is he talking about, new Coke? Right, ladies, gentlemen, and Nico, anything else? See what I did there? No little jab at you? Now, if we got anything else, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to wrap this up. Frankie says, thanks very much. I'll see you next week. All right. Looking forward to it. The storm seems to have stopped, and we made it through the hurricane. A little Kanye West lyric there. All right, guys. Going once, going twice. All right. Check out superstarseo.com/trial if you want to check out Superstar SEO Academy for $1 for 14 days. Follow me on Instagram at chrismwalker.blog or at Superstar SEO. And join us over on Facebook and YouTube at superstarseo.com/Facebook or superstarseo.tv. It's been my pleasure hanging out with you. We're going to arrange some cool stuff in the future. Be on the lookout, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot, guys.